That what Malcolm X said when he got silenced by Elijah Muhammad was in fact true. America's chickens are coming home to roost. We took this country by terror away from the Sioux, the Apache, the Arawak, the Comanche, the Arapaho, the Navajo. Terrorism. We took Africans from their country to build our way of ease and kept them enslaved and living in fear. Terrorism. We bombed Grenada and killed innocent civilians, babies, non-military personnel. We bombed the black civilian community of Panama with stealth bombers and killed unarmed teenagers and toddlers, pregnant mothers and hard-working fathers. We bombed Gaddafi's home and killed his child. Blessed are they who bash your children's head against a rock. We bombed Iraq. We killed unarmed civilians trying to make a living. We bombed a plant in Sudan to pay back for the attack on our embassy. Killed hundreds of hard-working people, mothers and fathers who left home to go that day not knowing that they never get back home. We bombed Hiroshima. We bombed Nagasaki. And we nuked far more than the thousands in New York and the Pentagon. And we never batted an eye. Kids playing in the playground, mothers picking up children after school, civilians, not soldiers, people just trying to make it day by day. We have supported state terrorism against the Palestinians and black South Africans, and now we are indignant.
Come on, fire.
Because the stuff we have done overseas is now brought right back into our own front yards. America's chickens are coming home to roost. Violence begets violence. Hatred begets hatred. And terrorism begets terrorism.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. You're in tune with a crackpot and a tinfoil covered Skoda as usual. Hail, hail.
Skies of
brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I?
And as usual, a little bit of silence brought to us from our good friends in the Noise Abatement Society. There we go. They step into the breach once more. My able deputy, the Noise Abatement Society, we do rely on them a bit much to fill in. But they don't mind, the old Noise Abatement Society. They don't mind at all. Anyone who fills in here, silence is golden, as they say. Silence is golden. Silence is deafening as well at times. Silence is deafening, as the old saying. I prefer the golden one. As for the golden, it's the Golden Globes, Golden Awards, Oscar de la Hoya, shove your head up your chuffs. What is this pile of pash going on in the West Coast? We're straight out of Compton. We don't do shite like the Oscars. If you're anywhere in Compton and you've got a beef with these fanjitas and they're overhyped, overpaid, pash, total single fash, lot of pish, away and throw shite in the moon, you a bunch of moon howling moon units. Is it a full moon? Have a full moon? Aye. They put it on full moon day for their all moon unit fucking moon howlers. Away and flying shite in the moon. If you've sat there and watched it or watched it, if you're not listening to a crackpot and a tinfoil covered Skoda slating these awards, if you're sitting there watching it, shame on you, Uncle Tim. What soup are you having tonight? Yes, it's as basic and as raw as that. There's 50,000 people dying each day through malaria, tuberculosis and other disease and illnesses that we can cure in the pampered West. Starvation, malnutrition, dirty water. 50,000 people die a day. Yeah, these overpaid, overhyped Klingons to society, these leeches the entertainment industry, movies, Hollywood, shove it right up your chuffs. Distances yourself from the capitalist system isn't just not spending too much in their bullshit consumer economy, it's also failing to consume their genetically modified garbage TV, 5,000 channels of unadulterated pish, flannel juicing gibberish, mind-numbing, spirit-crushing game show where hopeless nincompoops, the biggest fangitas on God's green earth, are allowed in the TV spouting their nonsense into your living room. The idiot's lantern. Yes, that's what you sit there watching in the corner on the wall, and the wee stand in the corner. The idiot's fecking lantern. I once tried to sell cable to a wee old guy in his 80s. Wonderful guy, and he was on about stocks and shares. And I tried to sell him the concept of free TV with this extra channel of BBC, was it BBC News or Sky News, whatever they were given in the free channels, CNN. I was selling them CNN and said, you'll find the shares and all the stuff on there. Son, I only put it on for the news, and then I turn it off, half six, watch the news, and then maybe one later on if he felt like it. It's the idiot's lantern. The idiot's lantern. He says, when I was a boy, we all used to sit round a lamp, paraffin lamp. We would sit round and we'd talk and we'd play games. He says, now everybody just sits round the idiot's lantern with their mouths wide open, catching flies, jaw dropped, and nothing is coming out. They're just sitting there like dumb idiots. So sit there like dumb idiots with your mind-numbing, spirit-crushing TV with bullshit. With hopeless tadgers sitting there spouting their shit. Yes, I might be a hopeless tadger spouting my shit. But God willing, it's not as bad as that shite that they're doing. A little bit of a political message, yes indeed. A little bit of football message, yes indeed. A little bit attack on the brain-dead zombies who populate this part of the world. Yes indeed, we're a free speech, a non-profit free speech activist. If there's a fanny, if there's a fangita, if there's a brain-dead zombie that you want neutralised in a verbal way, if you want them taken out by a verbal wooden clout, then hand their number this way in a radical pacifist formation, and I will declutter the said target with a well-aimed sting operation. Yes, we'll take them out with the verbal wooden clout. We'll knock them bandy, and we'll Tommify them. We'll zombify the crackpots with a few choice crackpottery phrases. As internet bampots, we just got to make up as we go along, because that's the way to counter these Freemasonic fangitas. They just make the rules up as they go along, quick to demonise whoever they choose. 40 years ago it was Irish fundamentalism, now it's Islamic fundamentalism. For an example, the people who were jailed last week, now you might have your thoughts on Islamic extremism. Well, I'll name our colours to the mast here and say, back in the 60s, Islamic nationalism and extremism, terrorism as it's called in some parts, was bankrolled and funded by the CIA. Yes, there you go. All these pan-national Arab movements were bankrolled and funded by the CIA. Blowing up airlines, hijacking, CIA-sponsored terrorism. So I'm a radical pacifist, always have been, always will be, and become more entrenched in my views every single day and second. In a world of mad violence, and just say, hey, only will I resort to violence if I or my family are being physically attacked. It's the only time. Only time. And you're enshrined in the Geneva Convention to do that. Hold on, we've got a couple of messages here. Let's see who we've got. Joseph. Joseph Powell. God bless you, brother. You're joining us tonight. It's till 10 to till 10, 4:34. 4:34. And the Oscar de la Hoya Crackpot McDougall Fangitas Awards are happening out in Hollywood, Schmollywood. Flannel juice and gibberish. Yes, we're giving out our own words tonight. The Moon Unit Moon Howler Award goes to Hollywood in general. Fangitas Aras. Crackpot McDougall time out in the funny farm. Has anybody been listening to the stuff about George Orwell on Radio 4? Wonderful, wonderful series, wonderful. I'm in the process of reading Homage to Catalonia. Well, I was. I've not read it for a while now. I need to get tuned into it. But I listened to the play about 1984 the other day. It's a book I've not read either, 1984. I've heard so much about it. And as I was listening to some of the stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I've been talking about. Many people over the times like, oh, you read 1984? It's like, no. And I realised why now they were saying it, because a lot of the stuff, the way old Winston Smith was describing it. But anyway, what were we talking about? Before we digressed, a Moon Unit called Joseph Powell has put me off there. I went to check his message and he put me off. You mad crackpot, you. Where were you? Pull me back, Joseph. You're there. You're the only person that's listening now. But there'll be hundreds upon thousands and billions will be listening at some point in the future. So pull me back on track, Joseph. What was I saying before I went into your text? Because you put me right off, you crackpot. Tell 10 to tell 10, Joseph Powell on this message board here has just corrupted me. Right, Oscar de la Hoyas. We're talking about Oscar de la Hoyas. We're talking, yeah, what I was saying there before, yeah, the stuff about the Irish stroke Islamic fundamentalism. That last week, Islamic fundamentalists were jailed. And have they been given their sentence yet? Is it life? Life, they were given, I don't know if they were given life or 10 years or whatever they've been given, but now let's look at it. They were, okay, they give the message on the TV and the news, we're fighting this new war and this new terrorism. People blow themselves up and they want to kill themselves. How do you fight this? Now, I don't believe for 1 minute the way it's portrayed by the Western media and the powers that be and the liars, the bona fide, sexual, deviant, thieving, dirty politician bastards. I don't believe them for 1 minute. And these are the same dirty, lying, treacherous bastards who'll sell their granny for 30 pieces of silver. So I don't believe them for 1 minute. You know, when phony Blair stands there, well, this is a perversion of Islam. Shut the fuck up. You're a perversion of humanity. You dirty bastard. Anyway, sorry for even going that way. But no, what I'm trying to say is, these boys were convicted, and it's a thought crime. Because they haven't done anything. They haven't blew anything up. They haven't set their detonators. You know, there used to be a thing where if you went to jail somebody, they have to be in the act of doing it. So you would do a surveillance, say there was armed robbers. The armed robbers could be sitting there, planning it. But until we were actually in the act, you know all the old movies, what's that? Heat, is it Heat with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro? can't remember it from a time I can remember when I used to watch films, and I did used to watch a lot of films. But then even before I disenfranchised myself from the Hollywood bullshit, I was finding, and subconsciously, you know, I was becoming withdrawn from it because I wasn't finding it enchanting anymore. I wasn't finding it intriguing because I was able to predict the endings of most fucking films. It was becoming boring. And then obviously, well, encounters with brave old people like the Idiot's Lantern Boy, and then people who enlighten the world with other wonderful crackpot conspiracy theories that are non-Hollywood based, you know, alternative world views. Because you won't get an alternative world view from Bollywood, Hollywood, Schmollywood, whatever it is. Nollywood, I heard someone mention there, Nigerian, they've got it Nollywood. Wait till Alex Salmon gets a hold of it. We'll be Scollywood. Fucking Scallywood, more like. Right, so they were jailed. I'm not. I mean, I'm talking about Islamic fundamentalism and these people, these lads who are terrorists. If you want to call them terrorists, yeah, they're terrorists who were convicted of terrorism. But the facts are, they at the point of they were in the point of planning, so it was a thought crime. They hadn't got the materials, as far as I'm aware. They hadn't planted anything or were in the process. I mean, look what they done to John Charles de Menzies. They watched and tracked him from his house, took him all the way to the tube and then shot him. Presumably, the excuse they would have gave or said, I can't remember the old stuff. But obviously, did they think they was going to blow up what happened the previous few weeks before? I mean, there's a whole conspiracy theory on that, brother, that I could hit out, but I'll leave it now. But and then there was a boy in Scotland who was released. There was a whole raft of people were convicted of what was basically thought crimes, where they had their intentions, or they thought, or they was put across. It was just a young lad. I think you remember it in Scotland. He was given about 7-8 years, and it was a case that appalled the Scottish legal system, because this was a huge jump into the unknown, where the Birmingham thought bombers. There you go, yeah, the Birmingham thought bombers. They hadn't. I mean, I only got the stuff that was in the news, and I never. Well, it was only on the radio. I never read anything about it really. No paper, no articles, nothing was read on it on my behalf. Just what I heard on the radio. So as I say, I can't confirm if they were given anything. I can't confirm if they had anything, but from what the only stuff that I'd heard on the radio was, and it sounded awful similar to, as I say, the boy in Scotland, is that they were caught planning or talking about it. And you know, if you're a young lad, 18, 20, you know, you're a young idealist and a fantasist for a lot of the time, thinking, well, how can I make the world better? How can I change it? And you know, so yeah, at that age, you're forming ideas and opinions, and a lot of people at that age have got a good heart. It's only a small minority where you've got evil, psychopathic, criminal intent bastards. But a lot of good people have got a lot of good hearts out there from whatever background: Protestants, Jews, Catholic, Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, Mahatma Gandhis. Does it matter? I mean, whatever you are, we're all God's children. We're all Jock Tamson's bairns, as them Freemasonic types like to say. Yeah, no, but what I was thinking was that whoever it was that did this, whatever they had, or whatever level they were at, I'll need to confirm it and check out what the level of they took it to. But we're living in worrying times, because all is not as it seems. And as I pointed out, the Islamic fundamentalism, the Islamic extremism has been bought and paid for by our own Western government stroke military juntas, run by secret service, run by the secret societies, run by MI5, Mossad, CIA, KGB, bankrolled by your Rothschild banking cabalists, the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, Bohemian Grove, all these secret societies, all these occultist movements is out to do one thing, and it's what old Queenie, old Duke of Racist, Duke of Edinburgh, when he says if he could come back reincarnated, he would come back as a virus to wipe out 80% of the world's population, because in his view there's too many. Well, you just put your racist word for any number of people from across the planet. Old Duke of Racism. He's slandered and chastised every group of people across the planet. The old Duke of Racism. Just look, that's a wonderful, wonderful tree. It's like, I'm looking at a tree here, I never thought about it. And it's got its two branches out. It's like doing a brownie. I'm looking at a tree that is doing the brownie in it. This is great branches. I've noticed that. Sit here. It's like the two bottom branches where the whole of nature, there is signs of God. Signs of God everywhere. From the birds and the bees. The trees. Still cold out there. So I'd started this show up. It's now 4:44 in the morning. Crackpot mean time. Oh, so it's Greenwich Mean Time. It's crackpot happy time. Crackpot fundamentalist time. We're putting the fun into the fundamentalism. Because let's be honest, it's all doom and gloom. There are all these Armageddonists in the media. I mean, they're open and you can see it when it becomes really shit and hit the fan time, you know, when their beloved club has gone to the war. You know, it really becomes up front and open. They don't give a shit. I mean, you just look at old Jabba Trainer and that. I mean, all the comments and columns that that fucker wrote. They'll do anything to save their own skin. They'll sell their granny to make their 30 shekels of silver. We all know that. They look at the narrative they took. Oh, doom and gloom, Armageddon, it's all death, it's all destruction. If Rangers are there, it's going to be... So that's showing that this is what they use in the media for other things as well. It's not just exclusive to the brain dead zombies. How they control and manipulate human thought. The great mind studier I've spoke about many times before, Edward Bernays. You know, he studied the human mind and the groupthink, and you know, they became specialists at how people think. They became specialists at predicting human movements, human, you know, the human condition, the human psyche. They monitored humans like rats, like they do in little, and they even used humans as guinea pigs, you know, for, well, you know, it's, I don't even have to tell you, you know what I mean, all the experiments over the years for various drugs, various crackpot theories, you know, they used to perform lobotomies in people, you know, all the scandalous stuff the leaders and the powers that be would do upon the people would just be frightening. I mean, they do it just now in other countries far out the way, in Uzbekistan, where they boil people alive, you know, and Saudi Arabia, our best friends in Saudi Arabia, because they're getting the oil out cheap, you know, bury you in the sand alive and shoot you in the back of the head. Yeah, we've got it civilised in this country, so they say. But you become an enemy of the state, and every chance is likely to end up with a bull in the head as anybody in it is Uzbekistan or Saudi Arabia. The same evil, vicious bastards who control and dominate Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Russia, Tajikistan, wherever, are in control of Grand Britannia, the same evil bastards, the biggest evil bastards I would contend with on the planet, currently reside in Pax Americana and Pax Britannia, Washington DC, Downing Street. They're just the mandarins of Satan. That's all they are. I could denigrate the show more and say a lot of worse, but I don't want to. Pull back, Tiger, pull back, don't go there. Nah, so Oscars, I'll give you feckin' Oscars. What are you talking about here? I've got the radio in the background, no intention of watching it, don't I know what they're talking about. Pile of pash. Oh, Lincoln, yes, that's right, Lincoln. Another chance for the old Yankee Doodle halfwits to bastardise and tell lies and calumnies of a great man, Abraham Lincoln. Well, was he a great man? Of course, in the definition of the language, of the English language, when you call someone great, great doesn't just mean, well, it means, if you look at someone's a great person, you know, you can, by the definition, a lot of people think, oh, you're grandising them, you're eulogising them, you're thinking you're saying that they're brilliant, but you know, if you term great in the language, great, what does it mean? A great number of people followed Maggie Thatcher, a great number of people followed Hitler. That's not to say that I'm saying they were great people. Despicable people, horrible people whose policies and decisions help bring misery upon millions of people. But they were great people in the sense that many people followed them. In the language, greatness, you know, what is greatness? People who are leaders, people who are followed by many people. So in the language of greatness, great leaders, Thatcher, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Hitler, shameless Obampot, George Bush, Tony Blair, they're all great leaders. They've all fooled millions of people. They've all took millions of people in their countries into endless wars of aggression. So yeah, they're great orators, they're great foolers, they're great deceivers, they're great dupers, great liars. It's all just bullshit. They're all dirty, deceiving, lying, conniving, filthy, money-grabbing, egotistical ratbags. Yeah, you can call them great if you want. I'll just call them scumbag bastards. Racists can follow them, bigots can follow them, the uneducated, the unwashed, the lick spittle of society, the brain-dead minority, your flag wavers, your nationalists, your patriotic, worthless scumbags. Fly the flag, or they sell out their grannies. No, not I, that's not for me. I'm not a patriot or a flag waver or flag saluter. No, not I. I'm for all the tribes of the world. Whatever nationality, background, creed, culture, sex, religion, matters not a jot. We're all God's creatures. Sadly, the psychopaths have took over the asylum. There's too many psychopathic mind controllers dominating, subjugating the entire planet. The opulent minority, less than 1%, control the majority. And unless we seek to challenge a status quo and reverse the cycle, then these Armageddonists, halfwits, will have their way. The Duke of Racism and his cohorts will reduce the planet by 80% or more. Too many of us out there populating the planet. I was just like the other day, a lot of my family, some of my family and friends are proving a prediction that I made last year. Out in the sound bank somewhere there, if you delve deep enough, you'd probably find at the time I said back, it was either in June or in March, that there would be an explosion of wains, a new mini, what do you call that, was it baby boomer, a new mini baby boom sensation in Glasgow, West Scotland, and the Irish Celtic community. Yes, a baby boom explosion in just my family and friend circle alone. All these randy people celebrating last June the 14th, last February the 14th, so the first lot of arrivals started knocking out CHUFFS November, December. So you watch the intake of school in 5 years' time. The amount of wee CHUFFS running about, the amount of wee Declans, Timothys and Padraigs. Yes, get them knocked out, get the CHUFFS in there, get them baptised, get them along to the Pineapple, take them along to Celtic Park, get the season ticket, get it going down. There's a crisis down Pedro Lawwell way, he needs your cash, get your shekels out. Pedro Lawwell needs your cash. Get out there, knock it out the CHUFFS. Yes, we need you, don't listen to what they're saying. Even as doom and gloom and it's thermonuclear strike time this time tomorrow. Get out there practicing, get out there planting your seed. Knock out the CHUFFS. Because at some point in the future, maybe this country, we can outbreed them. We can outseed them and outbreed them. Intermingle, intermarry, do what you need to do. Outbreed them. Make a few of them jump the dike. Grab a few dikes if it needs to be. Yes, make a few of the old zombies jump the dike. Their children's children. The victory will be their children's children supporting the Timaloys. Keep the faith, increase the peace, fight the power. Leave it for crackpots like me to help bring the happiness to the nation. Well, we've got all these Armageddonists, Armageddon out here. It's doom and gloom. Sure, I mean, flying shit to the moon. We're still in the Champions League, debt free, coining it in. Right. So what are you saying about it? Oscar De La Hoya Awards. Pile of pash. Pile of go fash. Lot of nonsense. Sitting there watching it. Woe betide if I got a holiday. Woe betide sitting there watching that jazz. What's your problem? If you want to give me a call, and one number straight out of Compton, 001 610 no 001 310 668 1916. For here now, too far down now. There we go. We're cooking with gas, right? We're going to take a wee break. 40 minutes. A mad, insane ramblings with a crackpot. You can't whack it. It's better than Fangita and a 2000 Gucci dress. And that's just the seams. Diamond encrusted shite. It's all fake, it's all bullshittery. Oh, look at us, we're rich, oh, look. Oh, look. We're getting dumb capitalist companies to spend £1 million an ad for 30 seconds. We'll use half-wits sit there feeding your face with genetically modified garbage. Horse shit. Never mind the horseradish dip. Just eat the horse shit. Not even horses, but they'll feed you horse shit. because you're that stupefied, you're that dumbified, unquestioning. Yes, you can rant off statistics about NFL, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever you want to call it, any sporting statistic. Yeah, you can rattle that off, name teams, transfers, everything like that. But in reality, sport is all organised distraction to help keep the masses away from doing what they should be doing, and that's changing the status quo, dislodging the opulent minority from their privileged position of being thieves, liars and robbers, deceivers, liars and manipulators. Yeah, go and rabbit off whatever statistic about sport and football and NFL, American football, baseball. Look at the statistics for baseball. I mean, it's just frightening how people could remember all this, and they're just pre-programming you into being numpties. So remember all this nonsensical bullshit that matters not a flying fig to anybody. It's just nonsense. What does it matter? What is it going to do? Nothing. So they're filling us with this. Instead of, we should be filling our head. Well, I could start and rabbit a few things off, but, well, basically my message is we should be filling our head with a lot better shite than genetically modified shite from the Zionist Hollywood makers of bullshit. Is it really fulfilling sitting watching a bullshit film for 2 hours when you've probably seen the whole film before under a different guise, a different name, the same sex scene, the same chase scene, the same fight scene, the same bullshit movie, regurgitated piss, genetically modified shite? The only reason why they produce stuff like that is for the adverts, is to sell you their shit. So yeah, all the movies, and it all boils down to the Super Bowl, the Oscars, and all the big awards where 40 million people sit and watch that. So they've got everybody glued to the idiot's landing. Oh, entertain us, we're mind-numbing, spirit-crushed fuckwits. You're brainwashed us from birth to grave. So give us more of your mind control bullshit. We love it, we lap it up. Throw the popcorn in the air and open their mouths. It doesn't matter if they're pouring shite out the sky and into your mouths. We'll just lap it up and say, yay, yay, USA, USA, UK, UK, England, Scotland. Fuck it all. It's all bullshit. What part don't you understand? You've been brainwashed by fucking degenerate, sick, malcontent bastards. Wake up, people. Wake up. For feck's sake. Yeah, sitting there watching your Oscar de la Hoya with your stupid fake smile. Fucking, that Oscar de la Hoya, he did my tits in. See the time when he get beat? The first time he get beat, the other day in the interview, and he get his fake Joker smile at the fucking Joker. Yes, I'm gonna, yes. Fucking shut up, you just get beat. Take that smile off your face before I jump through that TV screen and stick it up in you, Glaswegian style. Fucking, come here you and I'll stamp your passport. Change that smile. What's that? Fucking. So we're sitting here, the Oscar Academy Awards, Academy Awards. A little statue of a gold, fool's gold puppet. No, I mean a little statue at the top. Let's see, there's a new 5:02. So it's 5:02. Crackpot mean time. Sorry, crackpot happy time. It's only Greenwich mean time. They're mean bastards down in Greenwich. We're crackpot happy time. We'll quote you happy with a few mad quotes. Right, we're on to 45 minutes. There's the first half over. The second half, I'm going to be snoring in my bed. I'm off, what's this? What he's all about? We ain't do something less boring instead and smash your TV. Go and throw a brick through your 50-inch plasma LCD. So what if you still owe £400 to the banksters. Bump the bastards. What did I tell you? Bump them, bump the lot of them. Don't have any faith in a corrupt system. What's with you, you brain dead bastards? Wake up, smell the coffee before it's too late. You've been lulled into a false sense of security. If they threw you into boiling water, you would burn your arse and jump out there quicker than you could say boo to a coo. But no, they've placed you like dumb little frogs in the water. You're sitting there on the lily, chewing the cud, talking to your homie, croaking away. You will be croaked away soon, because they're turning up the heat. What temperatures is it at? Who knows? Go and phone up the Fannies and Clyde, they'll give you an opinion. 90%, 80%, 60%. Oh, Hugh, Derek. Well, I think, I've spoke to some real good Celtic people, because I know Celtic fans, and it's 99.9% agree. The snide should just be turned off. Yeah, it's just all bullshit, you know what I mean? It's all... Hollywood, schmollywood. Right, it's over. What else you want me to say? Can't say fairer than that, can you? The party's over. No, it's not over. We'll take a wee break, right? We'll start here, I want you here. I'll just take 2 minutes of this and we'll come back. We'll finish off the show in about 5-10 minutes, I think. An hour? Is that an hour? An hour's good enough? Is that alright? An hour of flannel juice and gibberish? Shove your head up your chuffs. Oscar awards. We don't need you, we don't want you. Pile of fash. Right, we're going to now tune into a message by JFK. We haven't got anything from the President Lincoln. Yeah, what I was going to talk about was old Abe Lincoln, some stuff about Abe Lincoln, so we'll take this wee break. We can't bring you the real voice of Abe Lincoln, so we'll bring you a real voice of our president. Another president who was shot. Some say he was shot because he tried to change the Federal Reserve Board, the Federal Reserve Act that was set up in Jekyll Island about 100 years ago. And some say Abraham Lincoln was shot by the bankers because he brought out the greenback dollar. And when we come back, I'll tell you about the greenback dollar. We'll tell you about how, having fought the war against the South, the bankers in the North bankrolled Lincoln with the greenback. There was interest-free money. It was interest-free money. Yes, I give you the concept of interest-free money that Abraham Lincoln discovered. And I haven't watched the wonderful Daniel Day-Lewis's film. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis, a wonderful actor. Has he won his third, whatever it is? So, nothing against that boy. He's doing his craft. Nothing against anybody. I mean, I've attacked Hollywood, schmollywood, but if people are doing an honest job, yeah, they take the money. There's good and bad people everywhere, you know, so there'll be wonderful Hollywood actors, actresses who take the money and do good things with it and help out poor people. You know, they're not just all patronising bastards like Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt who walk in and take an African, just, you know, just like they would an African trunk from an elephant 30 years ago. Steal whatever they can. It's alright. We're cultured Westerners. We know best. We'll just take people. We'll take what we want. We ain't fling shite to the moon. Right, we'll come back with Abraham Lincoln dissection in a minute, since it might be an award time. So we'll give an award to the real Abraham Lincoln. Will the real Abraham Lincoln please stand up? Please stand up. Well, we'll just get the Slim Boy Shady Crackpot McDougall to tell you all about it in 2 minutes. Hail, hail. Hold on. JFK.
Have a look at Halliburton.
Oh, no, hold on. Calm down. I've pressed the wrong one. What's this? D&B. Aye, so it's the wrong one. George Galloway. Well. George Galloway. Wrong clip. I'll try and look out that one later. When's that one called again? I've got it somewhere. I thought I was bringing out the Secret Society clip my friend made, but right. Anyway, here's Mr. GG. Have a look at Halliburton. Should have played this clip last week when old GG was on. Right. 2 minutes. We'll be back about old Abe. We'll talk about Abe Lincoln.
Have a look at Halliburton. 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 Have a look at Halliburton and the other American corporation that stole not only Iraq's money, but the money of the American taxpayer. The money of the American taxpayer. Have a look at the oil that you didn't even meter, that you were shipping out of the country and selling, the proceeds of which went who knows where, who knows where. Have a look at the $800 million you gave to American military commanders to hand out around the country without even counting it or weighing it. Have a look at the real scandal breaking in the newspapers today, revealed in the earlier testimony in this committee, that the biggest sanctions busters were not me or Russian politicians or French politicians. The real sanctions busters were your own companies with the connivance of your own government. Have a look at Halliburton. Have a look at Halliburton. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that Iraq had no connection to the atrocity on 9/11. 9/11. Senator, in everything I said about Iraq, I turned out to be right and you turned out to be wrong. And 100,000 people have paid with their lives. 1,600 of them American soldiers sent to their deaths on a pack of lies. Pack of lies. Pack of lies. Pack of lies. Pack of lies.
Crackpot FM, Cripple Moodigo, Cash and Carry FM. We're on a lockdown here, drum and bass style, drum and bass. We bring you every style, of music. From Irish classical rebel tunes to classical music to a bit of drum and bass there, bit of hardcore, bit of techno, bit of Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan. You name it, we'll bring it to you. Right, so as I was saying before the break there, we'll finish out the show. Soon, because it's now 5:10 in the morning. 5:10. I've already had my first part of the sleep for the night. Time to grab another few hours, set me up for the rest of the day. So we're now breaking down the part of Abraham Lincoln. As I don't know if the old crackpot Defoe, Daniel Day-Lewis, I was going to call him Daniel Defoe. Daniel Day-Lewis, I don't know if he's won his award for Lincoln. But yeah, let's discover the real Abraham Lincoln, or parts that I know about him anyway. And one of the parts I would like to talk about is the part of his life where he fought against the Southern people, the Confederates, yeah. And obviously he was funded and bankrolled by the New York banking cabal, the wealthy merchants off the eastern seaboard. Just 5 days boat journey to the old land. It was only 5 days away, you jumped in a boat, you were back home to base with old Queenie and Kingy, or whoever it was, whatever King Racist was on the throne. You were back home, keep close to the eastern seaboard, you were back home in 5-6 days, I suppose. Is that how long it took back then? I'm only guessing. With the wealthy bankers that came across, obviously all the poor people coming, but if you look at how Pax Americana was set up, the wealthy Rothschild banking cabal, which by the 1850 had 42 palaces all over Eastern Europe. 42 palaces. The like of opulence you would never even believe, even just now. They had kings of Germany or whatever it was, Prussia, stating that not even kings or queens could afford this wealth. This is the wealth of a Rothschild, unsurpassed, unrivaled wealth. The Rothschild banking cabal even had back then. Let's get down. Who's this? Hello? Hello? Assalamualaikum? Yeah. Hello? Assalamualaikum? You there? You there? Guys, talk to me. Hello? Kunti Kinti? Hello? I just got a call there from my brother for the Middle East. What's he doing phoning? Oh, I know. He's got me the Muslim name I use, Abdul Wajid. Abdul. A-B. We can't have any more A-Bs. It might need to have an A-A at the top, so sometimes I get called. And he's just came through there. Right. So, A-B. So we're talking about A-B here. A-B Lincoln. Where were we with old A-B? So basically, the North, the people who bankrolled Abraham Lincoln, they turned to them because they realised that if, as, well obviously he was a master of history and he studied, he knew how things were operating, and many, well the reason when this country, the king at the time took to the throne, Prince William of Orange, you know, the debts that the country accrued very quickly under the Rothschild banking cabal within, you know, I think about 100 years, it was the Rothschilds took to prominence in this country, but the amount of debt that Britain went under, or the amount of debt that the British nation or the kings at the time put Britain under, was made worse by every time they went to go to war. Because wars are terribly bloody and expensive in lives and people killed in that, but they're terribly expensive in money. And so when these kings and queens were having their fights and wars across Europe, the people truly to benefit were the wealthy bankers, who would generally back both sides. There's wonderful films and documentaries out there about the Rothschild banking cabal, the money masters. They show you, you know, how they controlled and manipulated kings, queens, dukes and princes all over Europe, backing both sides in a war. And obviously Abraham Lincoln, well, he realised if the war against the South was fought with money using interest, then it mattered not a jot anymore what politician or what law that he passed or put through, because you had a de facto government. I mean, it was a de facto government. He was maybe deluded in the sense, or thought that maybe it was a case he thought he could change the status quo. Maybe he thought that if he could get this concession, which certainly he did get, and I think possibly that later on when he realised, once he got that confession and he saw how invaluable and how brilliant it was, that heck, we want that permanently. And then he was dispatched with a bullet in his shell, like, and that was it, all over for Abraham Lincoln. And this is how they bastardise his message. I've not seen this film, so I don't know what they've said about it or what it tells the story about. But I do know that if the story they've told is anything like the story they've told in the mainstream previously, then they bastardise that poor man's memory. instead of glorifying them and holding them up the way they say at the time, well, they killed them. The same Masonic, Freemasonic, Zionist cabal that sits there in Hollywood tonight glorifying a man. Well, it's a bastardised glory. It's not a true glorification of a man who possibly might have wanted to change a part of American culture and system, or the control of the bankers, using interest to dominate their fellow men. This is a man called Abraham. Some say that Abraham Lincoln, who tried to enact Islamic Sharia law, may even have been a Muslim himself. Ibrahim instead of Abraham, because what he tried to apply and what he spoke about was basically interest-free money. The three Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, or to give it the chronicle order from the oldest, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Three monotheic Abrahamic faith religions, believe in the one God who stemmed from the one seed, the one Father, the Abrahamic faith. And all of these three monotheic religions have all in their basic tenets aboard the charging of interest. The wealthy merchants of Europe saw to it that the Pope and the leaders and kings and queens gave up the interest standard, or the non-interest bearing standard, to bring in the interest charge. So the wealthy merchants destroyed it for the Christians in Europe. The Jewish faith still holds on that you don't charge interest between your fellow Jews, but you can charge the Gentiles, and the Muslims hold on that, well, okay, the Muslim countries that we see there are basically American and British lackeys that shouldn't be held as Muslim countries or Islamic countries, because the people who are controlling it are anything but. Let's see, hold on, I nearly closed that box down there, sorry about that. Yeah, they're anything but in these Islamic countries. And they're paid up members of the Zionist cabal. I've no respect for any Zionists, but even less respect for the Zionists in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East, when they should be good friends to their Muslim population. And those in Palestine suffering, but no, they neglect to do their job for their fellow brothers and sisters and help them out in the time of most need. Anyway, I'll digress and go into many tangents, so I need to pull myself back here. Right, where were we? What were we talking about? Abraham Lincoln. So the monotheic religions spawned by the prophet Abraham thousands of years ago, that part of that, or one of it, that lasted all those years was a thing about interest. And this is something that had been passed through before these religions, something that God, the message that God has tried to put in the hearts of all people, that by using interest, there's only few people who benefit. The minority benefit and the majority suffer when you apply interest. And Abraham Lincoln, when he realised that if the war was fought of the North and South, if it was fought with interest applied, the lesson would have been that the government, and I think it's on record of what he stated, that the government would in fact be a proper government anymore. It had been controlled and owned by the bankers. It already was. So in a way he was deluded, but maybe that was his way of explaining it to the masses. But when he was allowed to fight this war with the greenback dollar, you can check it out. The greenback, yeah. The greenback was released as a non-interest bearing note. There was no interest attached to it. Now you might think, well, I mean, to explain it to you, interest, I mean the concept of interest, I mean we all know it and it's charged on there, but you can never win. You can never win with interest. When interest is applied, it's a downward spiral. For an example, I'll give you compound interest at 5% per annum. It's 5%. You can take that as a standard variable that, yeah, just now it's down at 0.5%, but that's times before. So in general times you say 5% compound interest. At that rate, if on the day of Isa bin Maria, that's to say Jesus Christ, on the day of his birth, remember how Jesus went in, the tale of how he went in, and the money changers, the money lenders in the temple, charging interest, when he cleared them off, I think it was just before he died, yeah, but on the day of his birth, if one of these money lenders had borrowed you 1 pence, 1 shekel, 1 halfpenny, 1 nickel, 1 dime, just 1 pence, 1 solitary iota, right? If at the rate of 5% compound interest for 2013 years, do you know how much that 1 pence on 5% interest would amount to? It would amount to 4 times the weight of the earth in gold. 4 times the weight of planet Earth in gold. That is an amount of wealth that hasn't and couldn't ever be created. So what we've got is an unsustainable, corrupt system that every 3 months they bring out new government treasury bonds and they just rejig the debt for another 3 months. For over 323 years, 320 years now, they've just been rejigging the debt every few months, and it's been getting ever higher and higher. And one of the wonderful ways to ramp up ever increasing debt to the nation is to fight wars of aggression. And within the new powers of these banks, way back 300 years ago, Prince William of Orange gave the royal charter for these wealthy merchants of the Netherlands and wherever to come in. They brought in a taxation system to tax the people. Because after all, how was the king who had control of the country, whose wealth he was spending inappropriately, how were they going to get their money back, these wealthy merchants? Because they weren't British or flag wavers or flag saluters like I. No, they weren't. They were just in it for the filthy lucre. They'd sell your granny to make whatever they could. So anyway, I'm digressing and going down so many tangents, I'm going to wrap it up because I can't be bothered anymore. This is the story of Abraham Lincoln, the Abrahamic faith, interest-free money. And why have we not got it? Because this film, where they bastardise a great man, and he may have had slaves, and he may have, the case is put that what slavery was stopped and he fought against it. There's a case to put that, and the Southern Confederates put, and I can see it. Not that I entirely agree with it, but, well, I can say, well, history has proved that they were more than right. They did have a point, the Southerners, that what Abraham Lincoln was offering was maybe a little bit worse than slavery. Yeah? Because they became wage slaves. They became number slaves. for the wealthy merchants of New York. Under the slave system, yeah. You know, there's various ways of slavery that has been acted over the years. There's no one type of slavery that has fitted humanity for hundreds of years. There have been different types of slavery of the white British slave masters when they took 30 million Africans across the Middle Passage, and when they were dying or dead they threw them overboard. 30 million Africans taken to their deaths to build a new free land by the British slave masters. So that is one form of slavery that was most heinous, the most despicable. But then, yeah, if you were looking at the slave masters and the planters that they had in the Deep South, there was a duty of care, right? And if they had, you had the field niggers and the house niggers, there was a duty of care that was there for the slaves, that the old slave masters of the Deep South, that there was a duty of care they had for their slaves, that they had to feed, house and clothe them to a suitable standard. Yeah? And that is in the Deep South, and that was in the despicable racist South. Yeah, where they used to have the KKK and attack blacks and all that. But those who managed to work for a white plantation frontier Willie Fraser flag waver type, there was a duty of care. Okay, it wasn't the best, certainly wasn't the best. Yeah, it was probably in a desperate situation, probably their family were raped and mutilated and bad still happened to them. But comparing it to a capitalist system that would still rape, abuse, mutilate and treat the blacks as still second-class citizens, because let's not forget, in that country the KKK were still going about. There was still civil rights to be addressed over 100 years after Lincoln walked that land. So slavery didn't finish with Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves in the South, no, because you had Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks in 1960s, not the 1860s, the 1960s, walking about demanding rights for blacks. We've made a black president, but over half the black people living there just now are living in either ghettos or in the jail. They ain't moved out of slavery. If you go into the ghettos in the USA or the jails, half of the black male population, they ain't out of slavery. You go there and say that, you go into the Compton or whatever, you go and tell them slavery's finished. It ain't finished. Slavery exists. And where does it exist? It exists in your idiot's lantern. Because you become a slave to your idiot's lantern, your mind-numbing, spirit-crushing game shows with mindless reptilian bullshitters brainwashing you into the consumer way of life. It's alright, we're alright. Sit here pressing buttons, your iPod, your iPad, tuned to the moon with your twatter. It's alright, we've got a wonderful country, hey, let's all applaud Abraham, what he did. When in fact what did he do? Well, apart from getting killed by the people that maybe try to change, yeah, he might have done something good. He might have changed slavery in its existence, but was it a better form of changing it to? Because the capitalist form of the bankers from the eastern seaboard, the way back 150 years ago, these wealthy merchants, have they really changed? Have they really gave much to the people, apart from little bits of useless plastic that we throw away in 6 months because there's another bit of useless plastic they're going to regurgitate and hit us with? Is it any better? Are we living better, happier lives? We're working harder, we're working longer, we've got more stress, we've got more problems to deal with, we'll get more pollutants, we're fed bullshit, genetically modified garbage, we're lied to, we're poisoned. 1 in 2 people will get cancer in their lifetimes. All is not right, all is not well in this system that these crackpots have set up. This slave system that they've got just now for us, we have to free ourselves from it. It's a mind control society, mind control. They've got us by the hormones. But we can shake ourselves free. We're free in our mind. It's a mindset. Lose faith in the capitalist system and the rest will follow. And that, yeah, it's time to go in, isn't it? You've had enough. I've had enough. Where's that other wee tune? What do you call it? Interest-free money. Yeah, I think we should get the interest-free money. Wheel out the old interest-free money. My good buddy down in Bournemouth who made it for us. Right. Can't you see it? Where are we going? It's gone. So Abraham Lincoln, yes, he fought against the slave mentality, but his idea, maybe it was well thought of and maybe he thought he was doing good, but really, if you look 100 years later, and the black people in that country, that land of USA, had their situation improved? For some, maybe. For the majority, definitely not. They were still sitting in the back of the bus. 100 years ago since the birth of Rosa Parks. She died 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I was listening to stuff on Radio 4 they were talking about her. So 100 years. She was born when the Federal Reserve Act was coming into play, when the noose of the wealthy bankers was placed even tighter upon the United States of American people. And at various stages, the slaves, the people, have fought back and took something back off these illegal bankers, undemocratic, unelected. Yeah, we collectivise, we unionise, we take some stuff back. But then over a period of time, the opulent minority fight back and say, we gave them too much there. Because they think if they give us too much, we'll just demand more and more, which is, of course, but we've had it all stolen. Of course, once we get a bit, of course we're going to want more. We're going to want more back because we can see that, hey, if we push for it, we can get it. And they resent that, so they'll push back and take back so as we teach us a lesson. So we don't come back asking for it anymore. So this is a fight against good, against evil. Humanity, the real people, against the evil, reptilian, brain-dead mind manipulators. The Edward Bernays Fangitas spouting their shite need to be challenged. And that's what I've been doing. And see, I've not phoned too many radio stations recently, so maybe I have to change that. Get back in the old phone the radio front soon. Anyway, the times are a-changing, and we've got some interest-free money, and we're going to finish after the show, because it's now 20 to 6, and I better get a wee couple of hours kip. God willing, do a wee show later on. Hail, hail. Yes, we're D-Mob happy. I'm D-Mob happy. I'm off for a few days now. I'm off till Thursday night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days, 3 days, 3.5 days we call it. 3.5 days, party time. Yes, shove your Zionist cabal right up your chuffs. I'm off to party in the Crackpot McDougall way, and I'll bring you more fun festivities over the holiday period. This is Crackpot holiday period. Shove your Oscars up your chuffs and come back to work till the start of March. We're calling for interest-free money.
Interest-free money. We want to know, when do we want it? No, interest-free money. Interest-free money. Money, we demand it, we demand it. Money. We want to know, when do we want it? No, we want interest-free. What do we want? Interest-free money. We want it now. No. Give us your money. Interest-free. We want our money. Interest-free. We want to know. We want to know. Interest-free money. We demand it. We want it. We want to know, when do we want it? No. Money. Interest-free money. We demand it. We want it. We want to know, when do we want it? Now. We want interest-free. What do we want? Interest-free money. We want it now. No. Give us your money. Interest-free. We want our money. Interest-free. 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 Interest-free.
Yes, there you go. Thanks for joining us again. It's 5:41. We're driving along with our headphones in situ in a tinfoil covered Skoda until our place of abode tonight. Under a tent. We're on the move, Gaddafi styling. We ain't doing it gangman styling, we're doing it Gaddafi styling. All over the place. And yes, there, that tune was brought to you, my good brother down in Bournemouth. A totally seminal moment in the Irish Islamic fundamentalist crackpot techno dance scene, that tune, yes. For the interest-free money, techno crackpot McDougall internet bampot theme, challenging the message of interest-free money. Everything in society, all the problems in society are caused by just this one little thing, interest. Stop it now. That's all we call for. Simple message. It's part of Islamic Sharia law, and It's part of an Islamic society, apparently part of Islamic culture, and I would say if there's one thing and one thing only, well, you should embrace a few other things that are Islamic, and I think many of you good people do out there, because you're many good people who might be moon units and moon howlers like my good self, but I can perceive there's a lot of good-hearted people out there, and take whatever you can from what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to go and convert yourself. Yes, by all means, batter in if that's the way forward for you. But I'm not out proselytising to convert you on to be Islamic extremists or whatever Islamic types. But I'm just putting an open suggestion that for the betterment of humanity and our societies, if there's just one small thing that our community, the Irish, the British, the Scottish, the whoever, French, Japanese, don't have to go to a mosque, you don't have to take on anything else, but I just ask you to think about one thing to take on and bring to our society for the better. And it's not too alien, and only a few hundred years ago these dirty, rotten banking Kabbalists changed it. But it's just bringing this thing in of no charging interest. Quite simple. Nothing too, in the concept and the mindset of what is portrayed. I mentioned there part of Sharia law. I don't know if it is. No, it's part of Islam. I may have got that wrong there, but forgive me if I've got anything wrong. I don't mean to anything bad I've said is for me, anything good is for God. I don't mean to cause offence, but I'm just putting a suggestion out there that with so much problems with this banking cabal and problems, you can bring independence and change your flag and change your politician, but it's just all cosmetic bullshit unless you get the fundamental change, and the fundamental change that is called for and is needed. Just one thing: stop charging interest against your fellow human beings. It's a message of the Abrahamic faith. It's just plain and simple. With a stroke of the pen, the control of the banking Kabbalists will be gone. That's a challenge. You're not going to do that by sitting watching the Oscar de la Paz Awards. Turn off your TV and start a revolution in your own head. Yes, the revolution I've got is in my own head. And you're in tune to Crackpot FM, and I've just shared it with you. Try to deprogram you from the programmers who are out to molest your brain into mush. They want to turn you into a brainless, desensitised, inhuman reptile. I'm saying, you might be brain dead, but I want to help you. Celtic Dreams, God bless, brother. You're joining me as I'm just finishing off the show. If you're getting up and out to bed on this Monday morning, I spare a thought for all yous crackpots on a Monday to Friday, because I'm on a Friday to Sunday and I've just finished. I'm going up the road, and not only that, it's party time for me. I'll spare a thought as I chill out and relax. Well, saying that, I've only got a couple hours sleep. I had a few hours sleep earlier on, so I just need a couple now. I'll get up. I've got some brekkie for the wains, some croissants and cheese and bread. So I'll deliver that to the wains. They'll wake me up, Dad, take us to school, drop them off, and I should be ready to go on a blitzkrieg of the phones. We'll all use crackpots, go on a blitzkrieg of the capitalist system. You take it easy on that road, it's minus 10. The wind chill factor makes it feel at minus 20. So get your anti-skid, get everything topped up to the max, get wired in there. If you need some company, turn that off the radio. I've just delivered 90 minutes now of flannel juicing bullshit and gibberish just for your entertainment. You can either laugh at what I've said or just laugh at me. I care not a jot. Put a smile on your kisser, put a smile on your dial. Get that dial changed to Crackpot FM, yes. Soon we'll be on our wee, what do you call that? Is it RDS? We'll be on the RDS. One day you'll look at it, your green luminous dial or blue or whatever it is in the radio, and you'll take out your CD and you'll just see Crackpot FM, and you'll just be hearing some fanny going, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in case I don't see you. Good riddance to the Sevco zombies once again. Right, You Are Dead, Billy Noel, playing us out. I'm driving up the final stages up the road, and we're on to Fumes. We're below the red on the thing, mate. We're below the red. My favourite word, thingy. We're below the red on the meter of the fuel here. So we're using fumes. I'm refusing to put fuel in it until I've evaporated all the fumes. Yes, indeed. Get more out of it. I once saw Jeremy Clarkston, or was it him, who was it? Drive a Jaguar all the way from France. In the last 50, 60 miles he drove an empty. How he did that, I don't know. But I think these engines, they can go in the fumes, so you can get an extra 20, 30 miles out of it. Just keep going. Well, don't really. Go and fill up. Don't take that chance. Don't be a crackpot like me. Don't be wired to the moon like me, because you'll blow up your fucking engine. Right? I've not done it so far, but there's always a first, right? Adios, amigos. Catchy Versace. Hail, hail. Yes, I will play it with the national anthem. We'll play a wee couple of minutes. Billy Noel. Billy Noel for Tommy, definitely Noel. Or Tommy, definitely no right in the head, Noel. Anyway. A little bit of silence here brought to us from my friends in the Noise Abatement Society. Thank you. Hey.
The lights go out and you can't be saved. It's time to pay for your cheating ways. You've been brought down upon your knees. Oh, I beg, there's no guarantees. Singing zombified, The Walking Dead. You swallow up all the shit you're fed, and your trouble is you never learn. You fall for every trick they turn, singing. Confusion never stops. You think you're safe, but it's only talk. You won't get back your precious name, and your history does not remain. Singing, be stuck in Division 3. Cursed missed opportunities. Are you part of the Scottish cure? Are you still stuck in the days of yore, singing?
Delusional, that's all they are. Delusional crackpots. Don't be one of the brain dead delusional minority. Don't be part of the brain dead minority. Join the new enlightenment of crackpottery. No more whataboutery, just loads of crackpottery. Right, stand up to attention now. Stand up to attention. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good riddance to the Sevco. God bless. Seek the truth, reject falsehood, for falsehood is always vanishing.
at safi alligator queens are slow her tien ternanikun Beifa's face hair Shantir Shun Sherpasta the Akbar Pansiran of the town and dogs I am Sabar Noel they come their hell and was no still they come their stray Nilabag na bile Shalit kanin aram avir Thanks very much, good night, God bless you Chucky Allah
Good night, God bless, Chucky Allah. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much again. Thank you once again. And next show later on today. Don't know when, don't know where, but join me later on. We'll get on the phones, we'll do a live show all over the place today. More live shows coming up. Tell 10 to tell 10. Sack Clyde, back your side. God bless. Good night. Have a good day.